How do you fancy seeing your council tax go up this year? Well, campaigners in West Sussex are calling for precisely that. The Don't Cut Us Out campaign says it wants County Hall to increase council tax to avoid cutting services for the elderly, disabled and vulnerable families. West Sussex wants to freeze its council tax for the fourth year in a row. And while Portsmouth, Southampton and Dorset have approved increases of almost 2%, Hampshire, the Isle of Wight and Berkshire are also proposing a freeze this year. Steve Humphrey has the story.
Here in West Sussex, council spending has taken quite a knock over recent years. But the county's part of the council tax has also been frozen for the past 3 years. And the ruling Conservatives want it to stay on ice for another year. The big question is this: would people here in Midhurst and across the rest of West Sussex rather have another freeze in council tax for another year, or would they like to pay a little bit extra so the county council could spend some more money on services?
On the whole, I would prefer that the council had a bit more leeway.
I think I would rather see it frozen for another year, because that will help all the families that might be a bit short of money.
I think we should pay extra and have the services.
If you want a really passionate answer to the question about whether or not there should be an increase in council tax, talk to Margaret Guest. In 2010, she set up a pressure group to lobby on behalf of people being affected by spending cuts.
We can see day in, day out that it's the most vulnerable people in West Sussex, the disabled and the elderly, who are really bearing the brunt of these cuts, and it's unfair.
The piggy bank here at County Hall has taken quite a hammering over recent years, with spending cuts of £80 million over the past 3 years and savings of another £55 million proposed for the next 2 years. The council's leader says there will be some extra spending on roads, adult services and for some schools projects. But she says council tax should remain frozen.
We know that although the economy is coming forward, it's not really being felt in people's pockets enough yet. And when that happens, we'll look again. But at the moment, we feel that's absolutely the right thing to do. We had an election last year, and in that election, we said we would look to keep council tax low. That's what we're delivering.
A full meeting of West Sussex Council will discuss the recommendation for another council tax freeze on Valentine's Day. Steve Humphrey, BBC South Today, Chichester.